Previously on Railroads Online, I built a track to the next valley, while explaining a brief history of the game as it has been. Welcome back to Railroads Online. So yeah, it's been a hot minute, and it's been a very interesting day or time since the last recording. As you can see, it's a lot more whiter out here. Yeah, they have a season update that came out, and now it's winter time. Yay! So yeah, something happened from the last episode until this one, and I'm gonna get this engine fired up while I tell you. So yeah, there was a previously on section in this video. And the reason behind that is because I messed up pretty badly. Yeah. Come on. I messed up pretty badly. I forgot to save after that last video. So, all that hard work I did, everything, yeah, it's gone. So, I ended up having to start again from the last time you last saw me, which did give me a chance to improve things drastically. For instance, the this whole my Y, yes. I also noted in the last video that you guys couldn't see this. This is Railroads Online Extended, and there you go. There's a little spoiler of what you're about to see. So yeah, you can see the Y here. But you guys couldn't see that last time. So I've rectified that now too. You guys can see that, and it's gonna be set up this way probably forever. So yeah, welcome back to Railroads Online. So yeah, let's tour what I did since the last episode. Well, the engine warms up a little bit. So as you can see, I redid the Y. I didn't like how the original Y was a little bit, so I changed a few things. But now you can clearly see the track through the ground, above the ground, which is way nicer. And yeah. So, not much has changed here except for the Y was redone. And of course I still do have the bridge and everything and all that. So yeah. But yeah, let's go hop in the train and see what happens. So next video, I'm probably just gonna do a little more of the running instead of more building or more touring in this case. Mainly because I've shown you the building aspect, I haven't shown you the running aspect as much. So let's hop in this engine. Or up to boiler temp, hop in GUI, and zoom out. Okay, and go full wagon. No break. I have a feeling my boiler pressure is gonna go down. But yeah. Oh, I didn't do the whistle. So yeah, this didn't change much from the last time you saw it, mainly because, well, it didn't change much. So yeah, the Y didn't change much apart from the fact that it's now a lot nicer and everything. Alright, so we're about to head on to the bridge. Love to mute the sound, but I'm not going to. Alright. So this didn't change much, maybe the location a little bit, and positioning of the track, and we're about to go on to the other side of this little valley, ravine, whatever. So yeah, welcome to the other side of the map. We kind of toured this last time. So yeah, you may notice I already deleted the split that I had in the last video. Didn't like it. So I just deleted it. It's fine by me. I didn't really care for it. So yeah, You may have noticed by the title of this video, I'm titling it, I'm Insane. And here's why. You'll see in a minute, as soon as we come out of this valley. So, originally I think I had the track up to about here, but I've since moved it back a little bit to install this bridge. You can't really see much. It's a little bit loading in. There we go. Here's some of it. So yeah, this is a 1% down, and with about a 100-degree curve radius for most of this track. So it's gonna take a little bit, to run down. So we're gonna just take it slow. But this is a 1% with the lowest curve rating, I think about 50. I didn't want to do the 50, I wanted to do all 100s, but I ended up having to do 50s just to make some of these tighter corners you can kind of see, and it ended up working out anyhow, so yeah. So there is the smelter. I will tour that when we get down there a little bit better. But as you can see, we're passing a lot of track. Yeah, this track goes from 1% from the top all the way down, and it takes a while. There are a couple of flat spots here and there, of course. Like, I had to do a couple of flat spots. One notable is kind of over there by the waterfall. You kind of see my cursor going over there. It's actually like right over here. It's the most flattest spot there was. But the rest of this, I believe, is 1%, apart from the ground. Ground about below. So yeah. So I haven't done much running since the last video, apart from a test run down from the top down here. I actually saved up there, so I could just pop down here. Which is what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna save this time around either, just so that my engine's already up there, and I don't have to do it, so that you guys can see some running again. So yeah, we're slowly taking this down. So I guess I'll give you a little brief history of what I was trying to do, or what I kind of ended up trying to do. So it took me a while, and took me multiple tries, to get down there. So I don't know how long it took. It took me over like 5 days just to build this section of track, and a good thing I did it over winter break. But then there's another section of track I did. That leads to the Ironman, which is way up there, I think. You can kind of see it. But yeah, you can kind of see I went all out with building this, and it took me forever. Literally. It took me over 5 days to build this track, and I think it took me over 5 days to build, or it took me more than 2 or 3 days to build up to the Ironman, which doesn't bug me at all. Of course I did this all over winter break, so I was plenty happy working on it. So yeah, you can just see we kind of just passed over a flat spot right here. I kind of wanted to do something like this. We're going past the waterfall, which I think is just going to be a very nice view. We do end up crossing over this track a couple of times, or over the water a couple of times, and I just wanted to be up by this waterfall, more in particular, when I was coming down. So yeah, it took me a little bit, but yeah, as you can see, we're slowly making our way down. I don't know if I'm going to change this anytime soon, either. This took me forever to set up in the first place, so I hope I don't ever decide to change it. But I'm thinking about making it less speed. I'm making it so that a littler engine, since I've only got 2 engines, can make its way down, rather than one big engine can only make its way up and down. Because even though the bigger engines are way cooler, they're more fancier like this one, the little engines are the most useful, and they can get into some of the best spots and take some of the tighter corners. It's just railway for you. So yeah, we're just coming over this little crack. This is probably the most straightest piece of this track, honestly. I think this is the only straight piece of track that I laid for the longest time. on this. It took me a little bit of trial and error, of course. I mean, I was cutting back so much just to make some of these corners that you see, and I know I could have probably put a little flat piece of terrain there, but I like the nice little bit of bridge that, I mean, you can kind of say that it's way easier. As you can see, the snow is cutting through the track a little bit. Luckily, it does not interfere with any car. I've looked at it, kind of tested it. So yeah, this is the longest route I've ever made all the way down, and this is actually my first time being down here, so hip hooray for me, right? So yeah, you can kind of see a few things as we're coming down, taking our time very slowly. I'll give you a tour quickly. As you can see, that little red box is the telegraph office, which I have now placed all around at all my main locations, so that I have an easier way of getting to places, so that when it does come time, I can just pop in and out. Of course, there's another Y down here. Kind of needed it. There's a fueling station, so you can get like sand, wood, and water. It's just on the sort of main line, but it's off the main line. There was also a turntable over there, so we can turn an engine around, and there's an engine shed, just so I can store an engine. So actually there's two Ys. One's right there, you can kind of see it right there. That's just one of the Ys, and the other one, of course, is the bigger one, which is the turning Y, or the main Y that I use for coming around, or coming in, I should say, to the smelter. So yeah, we're passing over under a bridge right now. This is probably then maybe the first time. I think that is the first time. Yeah, it was the first time we passed under a bridge. Since you can kind of see some of the track coming over the crease of this hill. I actually tried to build the track coming like up and around over to here, coming down. That unfortunately didn't work, so I ended up having to make these 50-foot curves. So it works, I guess. I mean, 50-degree, sorry, not foot. Curves. It works. Kind of looks weird, but it works. I think I ended up making this one a little bit. I think it goes into 100, but yeah. So we're coming on to our first piece of like normal terrain, I guess. Or no, this is the second piece. This is coming down. So we're almost down to the foot of the hill. 1% all the way down, or up, I guess you could say now. And it took me about 5 days. Yeah, I do fit under this. I built this a while ago. I know I fit. So yeah. As soon as we get down to the crest of the hill, I'll explain everything. So we are now down at the bottom, of course, as you kind of saw. Well, I just took a breath break. So yeah, we got these telegraph office. If I press my actual map, which I've changed, you can see I have them all set up at the iron ore mine, which is way up here, which you'll get to see in a minute. The smelter, the sawmill, the freight depot, and the logging camp. And I actually didn't show this, but in the last video, but we have like 4 more industries to connect up to. However, I gotta do some running and make some more money. So yeah, we have the telegraph office. Here's just a little inside tour in of the office. We have the communications set up. We got a nice fire burning, and yeah. So we have an engine shed down here, which I'll just pop into. Currently no engine inside. What do you expect? I'm not a millionaire in this game yet. So no engine in there. Of course the Y, Over here we have a few sorting lanes to sort out some cars into. At the end we have bumpers, which I got to work since the last video. It was a challenge, I would say. So yeah, it kind of looks like a maze over here. You kind of gotta know which track to go to and everything, and woofda. So here we have the loading platform where we can load rails. As you can see, 0 out of 10. Or, I think it's iron beams. Raw iron, okay. Never mind, it's not iron beams. Yeah, you can load raw iron to make get some more money. So this is just a fairly long track. It goes all the way up to my down slope. So yeah, that just kind of took up some of the space. Over here we have the unloading zone for the iron and cordwood to smelt the iron to make raw iron and rails. So we kind of have a switch track back here, and could have probably made this a little different, but we have two. We have the lane to the coal and the lane to the cordwood, and this just goes once again back to the back to the down rail. So yeah, like I said, there's a Y up here so that I can have a shunting engine going from place to place and everything. I'll probably keep my iron cars in this lane, and this is a fairly long lane, so I can store them. Cordwood. I know this platform kind of sucks, but hey, I didn't build the game, I just play it. So yeah, once again, bumpers at both end of tracks. Once again, still playing without trees. I do want to bring them back soon, hopefully. Like I said, over here we have a fuel depot and a turntable and a Y. I'll kind of show you it as we go by, because we need to keep moving. We need to keep moving. We do not have much time. I want to try to keep this episode as short as I possibly can. So the last one turned out to be 30 minutes, which I was impressed that I got to build that little section of track in 30 minutes. Alright, back on the engine, 4%, and just cause I'm gonna go into the UI. Alright, yep, kick switches, so we're safe. We should fit. I think we fit. We do fit, okay. I measured perfectly. Measure twice, cut once, right? So yeah. Turntable, like I said. Literally in the process of trying to grab a train. Yeah, like I said, turntable, and there's a fuel depot. Has a fueling line. Oh good, going straight. Has a line to fuel the engine, the fuel depot with wood, and of course the fueling line. So yeah, so we are now coming around the smelter and going to the iron mine. Yes, the iron mine, the place that we need to be to get iron, so I can run this. So I'm probably not going to be running anything here yet, I'm going to say, because I still need more wood, and I need to get more cars and everything. So yeah, we are about to come on to the bridge for the iron mine. Which I was trying to, I gotta divert this somehow, and this is probably gonna change, of course. But yeah, this is the bridge to the iron mine. This is a 2%, so this is a little higher. So we're gonna start struggling a little bit, and I hope we can make it. I don't think I actually ran, I don't remember if I did run the engine or not, up to the iron mine, so yay. Once again, we're going under another bridge. Yay. I think that's the third and final time we'll go under a bridge. I once again was building this. It took me a few tries to get it right, but I got it right, and I got it to work. Once again, I think the narrowest curve is 50%, and it took me multiple turns to build my way up to the iron mine. But I was able to keep it at 2% all the way up to the top. So we're kind of coming around where I wanted to build the track down from the from the other valley, I should say. I guess the track down. But yeah, there's a whole little section that you can see, kind of. There's a little crease where you could build a track up to the to the iron mine. However, that gets into 10% and everything. That does not sound like fun. So yeah, we're just gonna keep it at our nice 2%, and we're gonna work our way up using 50%. However, while I was experimenting and building this track, I noticed a little bug. I think you can kind of see it actually, right there. There's a little rock, and it's actually a map bug. I'm trying to remember to pull the picture and show you, or maybe not. Maybe I'll, you know what? I've got this. I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna teleport over here. I'm gonna leave my engine unattended. It's gonna be fun if I derail. Okay. Alright, we're yeah, it's right here. Awesome. As you can see, we're now off the track and everything, but here it is. So actually you'll get to see it live instead of just a photo of a map bug. This is gonna be awesome. This is it right here. You can kind of see where the train doesn't meet the rock and it's floating. It's kind of cool, right? A map bug. That's awesome. Alright, and there's my engine. Alright, so I can pop right here. Yeah, perfect. So you can't see it right there, yeah. Alright, charge! I'll just run right through my engine. Woohoo! Alright, so yeah, this is 2% with the curve radius about 50, the smallest. All the way up to the iron mine. There you go. There's the iron mine. So yeah. Making our way up, we can see I took a lot of turns. I needed to get up as high as I could. I was planning on crossing over a couple of times. That didn't work, mainly because of how high we got to be. So I ended up having to make some turns, and somehow I managed to get it all the way up there. Woohoo! Give it a little cheer with my whistle. So yeah. This is kind of where you can turn around and everything. And we will need to get back up to the coal mine eventually. Which I will show you. It's gonna be the next place I build to. Which I'll build off camera again, because you guys saw how tedious the building was. And this is a lot nicer. And I don't want my episodes to be too long. If I get into the 40s, then I'm going to start having problems. I liked what I kind of got with the last one, which was a nice 30%, which is what I'm hoping to kind of get with this video, I should say. So we'll just keep slowly making our way up, and we'll just keep gradually getting up there. So yeah, I kind of see I could have crawled into here, but guess what? I couldn't. So I end up having to go all the way around, which it surprisingly makes. Thank the maker. I was gonna turn my fan off this time because I heard my fan in the last episode, and I did not like that, and I completely forgot to turn my fan off. Too late now. So this is kind of probably where the most problem I had was getting this little curl spiral up to the iron mine. But thankfully I got it to work, and we'll just come around this corner, and a nice solid 2%. So I mentioned one of the original devs, who left the team, was playing this game, of course, sort of. Well, he actually made a 2% up to the iron mine. His did not go according to plan, unlike mine. Thankfully, mine made it all the way to up there and back around. So yeah, this curve actually, I think got shortened a little bit. I think it was almost all the way to the wall at one point. No, I think it was all the way out here at one point. I don't remember. Just to make this corner. Thankfully I got it to make it this corner, and here we are now. Going around. So I'm gonna just kind of show you. In order to make this bridge up ahead work, how we're about to cross over, you can kind of see there's two bridges underneath. I had to stack bridges, which surprisingly worked. I think I ended up with 4 or 5 bridges at one point, just trying to make this work. But I have to make a wide curve. I tried to get it to go all the way over here to make a big U-turn, and that just didn't work. So thankfully I got this to work, and I'm happy with this. This is a very tall bridge. I'd be pissing my pants if this wasn't a video game. So yeah, we're kind of coming around now. I think this is a 50%. Like I said, the lowest I got was a 50% curve radius. But what if that's a 51? Maybe even a 200. I don't remember. But yeah. So most short line tracks end up coming in, turning into this little crevice right here that we're about to go through. So luckily I was able to rectify that and make it go so that I went through that crevice as well. However, on the other side you may notice there's a little track. I was not able to get over that track, or that, I shouldn't say track, but over that little lump right there. So I ended up having to go even farther around just to make it all the way up, which I'm happy with. I'm glad I made it this far with this 2%, and I'm almost up there. So, hey, I'm happy to go just a little bit around just to make a curve. Okay, yeah, we're gonna make it. So yeah, here's the iron mine. As you can see, there's the telegraph box and everything, and I should probably slow down. Ooh, train cuts through there. Good to know. I might have to rectify that. So yeah, here we are at the iron mine. I put the brake on. So I don't know how this is gonna turn out eventually. But as you can see, I have a turntable here. It has a little run-through line. I might be deleting this now, seeing that little train that's sticking out. I did not notice that when I was building this. I could probably shorten it though too. But yeah, this just has a little run-through line. I found out that you can't put buffers at the end of, well, turntables. So I ended up having to make a little extension, but that's okay. So I have 4 shunt lanes here too, just because they're very useful. 4th line actually is probably the shortest. Oh, yeah, 4th lane's the shortest, but I kind of rectify that by bumping it all the way up to the mountain. So of course here we'll need beams and planks, which I can get at the sawmill maker. That's already done. Yeah, it just kind of has a little it has a sort of a Y, but it's not a Y. It's a little switching line so that I can switch onto this track. And then over here you can kind of see I do have a track set up for the coal mine, which I have no idea if I'm gonna use this or not or what. It's just set up so that if I do end up using it, I can just build a track, and of course I have a bumper at the end just so that I can stop. So yeah, welcome to the iron mine. This took me like a day to build, and I'm done with this now. So of course I do have to get some iron, and everything. I mean, most people when they build this with the loop and everything. I built it with just more of a industry standard shunt yard. Of course, no iron. Of course, we got the telegraph office here. It's the same telegraph office. It's what I have to work with and everything. Yeah, see, same. There's a little spike out here for ground wire. Cool. So yeah. This is the iron mine. So you can kind of see all the way back there. There's the smelter. Here's the iron mine, and this is where we came from. Cool, right? So yeah, that just took me a little bit. This is also something fun I noticed being here. That's completely fall through. It's cool, right? So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video is a long time coming. and I'm glad you guys helped me choose what I was going to do next. Can't wait to actually run the next train, and I'm glad I got to show you all this. So yeah, I'm not going to save, but thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for my next Railroads Online video, which will be just more of a running video, where I'll actually run the trains and stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.